Here we have Benny Coulter. Well, Benny, it's a cold night, but it's good to see so many young children here to train along with the down team.
Yeah, definitely down here in Newry, great stadium and that. And it's good to see so many kids here and all the lads out, and enjoying the kick about with the lad or with the young ones, and that's what it's all about. It's good for them, and it's good for us as well to get to meet them. It's brilliant.
And obviously, this is the last chance now, Benny, for people to meet the team. You'll be into tough training now ahead of this Derry match. Celtic Park, not an easy place to go to get a result, Benny.
No, definitely not. We've a lot of hard work done. Probably all our tough sessions are out of the road, and the next 3 weeks will be about fine tuning the system that we're probably going to play and getting boys, tuned into the match and tuned into Celtic Park and stuff. And the next 3 weeks will be vital to get all the boys that have niggles back in the pitch. And it'll be a good 3 weeks. It's the best 3 weeks of the year. The 3 weeks leading in the championship.
Have you had any friendlies so far, Benny, in other counties?
We had a friendly last weekend, but I was at my sister's wedding, so I'm not sure how it went. I wouldn't give too much away anyway, So we've a couple lined up, and it'll give everyone a chance to stake a claim for a place in the starting team.
And obviously Dan breaking his ankle again, an awful blow I'm sure to the whole team, Benny.
It was devastating. We went into training last Tuesday night and the word was filtering around that Dan had broke his leg again. And it's bad luck for Dan and bad luck for the team, but mostly Dan himself as he was coming back. And he had about 2 weeks training with us under his belt, and he played a game for Loughlin Island. So it's unfortunate for Dan that he's probably ruled out for the rest of the year.
And obviously, Benny, looking ahead to Celtic Park, I'm sure James has the team in his mind now, and he'll just be dwelling over a few places maybe.
Well, it's probably my own position too. Is up in arms, I don't know whether I'll be starting or not. It's up to James, but if he selects me to start, I'll be happy enough. But I'm sure he's about 9 or 10 boys picked, and there's probably five positions up for grabs there. And the young lads are coming in; they've done well, and I suppose it's up to the boys over the next 3 weeks to put our names down for them positions.
And obviously, Benny, even though we got relegated this season, there was some great entertainment served up and down this year in the National League.
Yeah, it was fantastic. We weren't far away. If we hadn't got that or hadn't conceded that goal against Cork, we would have survived safely. And there were some very close games. The only game that really got away from us was the Dublin match, but the rest of them were very good. And as you say there, we give the fans plenty to shout about throughout the league.
And in 7 of them games, Benny, 6 of them you were in the lead at half time. The only one you weren't in the lead was again Kerry down in Tralee.
Yeah, as I say there, since the end of the league, Niall has took us in there and has done some serious work with us. It's been brutal at times, but we knew we had to do it because we've probably been fit to stay there at half time, but after that we've sort of failed off a bit in fitness levels, but we've definitely worked on that over this last 6 or 7 weeks.
Sure, you can't wait for the 2nd of June to come, Benny. The Bumblebee hitting the windy, the buzz of championship football. It's great to be just part of it, even for us to be sort of covering in that. It's a great buzz about the place.
Yeah, it's amazing. As I say there, the 3 weeks leading up to the championship, especially the first round where it all starts off, is fantastic. It really kicks off here in Ulster next week where Armagh play Cavan. So the buzz about Ulster will be fascinating them when the games are on TV. And when you're sitting down to watch them on a Sunday and knowing next week you're out, it's what we play for, and the league's probably just a builder up to that, but championship's what it's all about.
And if you get over Derry, obviously Tyrone or Donegal, that's another mouth-watering one, Benny.
It is indeed. It's a mouth-watering game, that alone, Donegal and Tyrone, but we can't really take our eye off Derry at the minute because they're at home in the 1 Division 2 and there's a great management team there in place, so we haven't even thought of that game. Not a hope.
I'm sure on behalf of everybody in Destination, Benny, we wish you all the best in Celtic Park on the 2nd of June. Thanks for speaking to us.
Thank you. Thanks.
That was Benny Coulter there. Here we have a young man, Micheál Kerr from the Glen Club, and Micheál is going to recite a poem for us now here on Destination area. It's over to you, Micheál.
Some friends say their summers are boring. It rains and there's not much to do. But we have a week so exciting that you really must come to it too. You see, champions come to our club to train us to play Gaelic games in football and hurling and handball. It's a great week for all of us Gaels. We learn how to pass and to block and to kick the ball over the bar. And when we swing the hurl, the slither will twirl and travel from glen into bar. Yes, we've a week in the Colt camp, having fun as we learn great new skills. And Benny and Niall sure will tell us about playing in front of the hill. At the end of the week we are tired, but we've had some really good crack. And our hearts and our minds are ready to play in the red and the black. 3 cheers for new Colt camp as we play long after dark. So we train every day and hope in this way we will raise the cup at Grove Park.
That was Micheál Kerr there, a young man from Glen. You're going to hear a lot more in the future. He was reciting a poem there about the Down Cool camps, which will be up and coming in the not too distant future. Thank you, Micheál. Here we have with us Benny McArdle, the man that has played mostly this season at fullback for Down. Well, Benny, I'm sure you're looking forward to going to Celtic Park the 2nd of June against this Derry side.
Oh yeah, we're looking forward to it now. All I've heard is about the last game in Celtic Park and down in '94 and how good it was, so hopefully we can replicate something similar and hopefully a similar result too, maybe. You
weren't too old at that time, Benny, I would imagine, but it was a cracking game. It was one of the best games I ever seen, and I'm sure you've seen a few videos of it, have you?
I've seen plenty of video clips now. Wee James doesn't put them away, he always has them out, digs out his big score that day, but no, we're hoping to replicate the result more so than anything, but it's all about a good performance and hopefully we can deliver on the day.
Obviously, Benny, I'm sure James is still dwelling on a few positions. I'm sure there's still positions up for grabs, even though we're still only 3 weeks away from the first round.
No, I think that's actually a good thing because we literally have 20-25 boys chomping at the bit every night at training, and there's no position guaranteed at the minute, and everybody's pushing hard for places, and it actually helps the training because maybe if there was a settled team there, the same 15 boys in the league, boys maybe wouldn't push as hard, and I think it's maybe working to our benefit because as far as I've been on the panel maybe 5 years, and this is definitely the most intense training we have done, and hopefully it'll carry over into the Derry game.
Well, obviously, Benny, I seen you playing last night for your club on Athlone, and a real excellent performance, I have to say, from you at centre half forward. I didn't actually know you played in the forward line, you made it look very simple, Benny.
Yeah, no, I played most of my underage in forward now, and actually my first year with Down, I was wing half forward. James come in, and there's a few places at the back up for grabs, and I could slot it in the full back line. But listen, any time you get a chance to wear a Down jersey, it's a help, or you want to do it, and you don't care where you play as long as you get a jersey and you're there to represent your county.
Some of you, I have to say, some of the Anathlone lads really played exceptional football. Your brother Gary, Kevin Anderson, and Rory Simpson. Really, some excellent football there, and you're really fit for this time of year, Benny, it has to be said.
No, the club's going very well now. The boys you just mentioned, they're big, strong men. They're all 6 foot, and it counted last night. It was wet conditions, and they were fit to take tackles and carry the ball through now. But like Gary and Kevy, they're all going very well now, and hopefully it bodes well for Anatlone's future now. We're up into the first division, and it's a restructured league. It's a good chance for us to be playing against the top teams, and hopefully long we can continue.
Obviously, Benny, I'm sure you're disappointed to be going down to Division 2, but having said that, the All-Ireland champions are going to be in Division 2, and the best game you've played all year here was against Cork. The best football I've seen in many, many years, and I was actually speaking to Paddy Heaney after the match, and he actually felt for you that day, the journalist in Irish News, Benny. You've played so well and to lost it so cruelly, but that's Gaelic football, Benny. You've experienced ups and downs with your club on Athlone and with Down, and that defeat that day really cost us our place in Division 1, so to speak.
It did. It cost us our place in the league, and it would have been a big lift to have beaten Cork, but I think the boys have pushed on from them because we now know that we're up there with, we can compete with Cork, we can compete with any of them teams at the top table. Did get relegated out of Division 1, but it was no bad year for us because we run every one of them teams close. You look at Dublin, we had them in the first half, we just maybe didn't play as well as we should have the second half. And as you said, Donegal, the All-Ireland champions, went down out of this year's Division 1. It shows how hard it was. And
I reckon it was the hardest league in years, that division, Benny, it has to be said.
It definitely was now. It was unbelievable, and we looked at it at the start, and last year we looked at it and we seen Armagh and Lish, and were 2 fixtures that we thought we could definitely pick up points. This year you looked at it and every game was a tough game, but we got our couple of wins, but it just wasn't enough in the end, and that was it.
Well, hopefully, Benny, we'll be speaking to you many times later on in the year in Destination Newry, and all the best on the 2nd of June.
Hopefully a bit of silverware, maybe. Hopefully.
That was Benny McArdle there, hoping for silverware, and we hope Down will get some silverware later on this year. Thank you, Benny. We're delighted to have with us here Donal O'Hare. Well, Donal, it's been a great year for you, finishing top scorer in Division 1. You must be very proud.
Okay, I never thought at the start of the year that I would have got up to that level. But that's just, individual stuff that I'd be proud of get. I'm disappointed that as a team that we went down. I felt we didn't deserve to go down at all.
Obviously, you've played, speaking to Benny McArdle there, you've played some exceptional football, and as you say here again, Cork, it was the best performance I've seen in years from a Down team, but to lose so cruelly, Donal, you must have been really down and out,
Yeah, after that, we sort of thought nothing was going our way. In a lot of games we lacked a lot of character and a lot of leadership, but in that Cork game we showed, that there was a lot of fight in the red and black. Cork got a lot of goals, we came back. Unfortunately, got a goal out of the last and didn't give us much time to go back at it. And in recent years we've been looking for consistency, and that's what we had with a good performance against Cork and then another great win again Mayo. But unfortunately then we went down to Kerry and let ourselves down.
I'm sure, Donal, you're delighted to see so many young children here tonight for this press night to meet the players, and sort of takes away the amount of training and stuff you do, sort of a night off for you, so to speak.
Oh, it is great, yeah. You're going to train with yourself, just the same 30 or 40 boys, and you're seeing the same faces, and it's great to see the young lads here, really enthusiastic and really energetic, and really wanting to meet you, and it feels like we can give something back eventually.
Obviously, Donal, some people have been saying you have a niggly injury at the minute. How is it progressing at the moment?
It's a sort of niggly thing I've had maybe this year or 2 years, and it sort of comes and go. But we'll just take it day by day at the minute, and hopefully in Celtic Park I'll be able to play some part in it.
Obviously, a big blow to you, Don breaking his ankle again. That was Benny Coulter was saying that was a big blow to the whole panel.
It was surely, Dan's a big player for us, and when he eventually came back, there was a bit of hope for us. And now that he went and did it again, you feel sorry for him. And I'm sure he doesn't know what to think these days.
Have you ever played in Celtic Park before, Donal?
No, I haven't. No, something looking forward to as well, actually. Yeah.
And I'm sure you've heard many stories about the great Down team that went there in '94 and beat the then All-Ireland champions Derry.
Yeah, definitely heard a lot of stories here. I'm sure I couldn't use some of the language that I've heard too on this camera, but something I'm really looking forward to now. Yeah.
And obviously, from your own club's point of view, you've been doing quite well over this last few years. A couple of championships, back-to-back championships there, and I think it was 10-11 done.
Yeah, well, this past sort of 10 years or so, we haven't really progressed as a club, but there will be 3 years ago, Frank Dawson came in us and we won our first one. Then we won the second one again, and things were looking up. We went for 3 in a row, and unfortunately Longstone chipped us here. We took the eye off the ball a wee bit, and fair dues to Longstone, now the better team of the night, a lot more hungry. But now that our new manager Paddy Carr's in, he might install a wee bit more hunger that we missed last year, and hopefully go and win another one this year.
And obviously the first game of the season, don't understand, you hit the onion bag 4 times.
I say I only touched the ball about 4 times too, but as long as I was able to do something with the ball, I didn't mind.
And obviously you love playing on this ground here. You got some great scores here this season. One, I think a goal in particular sticks out in my mind, Donal. I'm sure you can remember some great scores here in Park Isler.
Well, it's all right talking about the scores, but I would like to think, as a team we had great performances. It's all right me scoring, but I do a lot of my scores from dead ball. But the likes of Keith Quinn and Kevin McKern, Mark Poland doing great work out the field and getting the ball in, getting turnovers, etc. I wouldn't get them scores. And
obviously you must put an awful practice in with a freeze, Donal. I can remember hitting you a couple in under the stand here against Mayo when things were really tight.
Well, yeah, sorry. You've heard the phrase before, practice makes perfect, and you'd be a great believer of that if you step up the ball, knowing that you've hit that free kick numerous occasions yourself, it's nothing's changed, only the change is the pitch.
Obviously Derry, they've a few new young players in. Donal, have you ever played with, I'm sure you've played at college level against some of these lads, have you?
Yeah, I've played Sigerson football and Ryan Cup football with a few lads, and I know them well. James Keelt, just for one, sticking out of me. He's a great footballer, and we'll have to watch him 2nd of June.
And obviously Brian McIver and Paddy Talley will know a little bit about Down. Obviously, they were along with James there in the management setup for a number of years.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there at that stage, but what I'm told is they're 2 shrewd operators and they're very cute. So we'll have our eyes open on Sunday too, or on 2nd of June, sorry, and I'm sure they'll know a lot about Down. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of mind games building up to the game, but hopefully we can come out with a victory.
And obviously Niall Moyna has really been putting us through your drills and that, and the fitness end of it, and I'm sure he's an excellent trainer, Donal.
He is, yeah. I worked with a number of coaches so far, and Niall's definitely up there with one or two of the best now. He knows a lot, very very helpful man, very enthusiastic man, very passionate man about the GAA, and he just wants the best for down football.
Well, on behalf of Destination Newry and all of us here, Donal, we wish you every success on the 2nd of June in Celtic Park.
No problem, thanks, Pat. Thank you.
That was Donal O'Hare there, a young man with a great future. To have with us here this evening in Park Esler, Conor Harrison. Well, Conor, it's been a great year for you from a personal point of view, making your debut here and, of course, scoring a cracking goal against Cork, Conor.
Yeah, I sort of came on the scene a wee bit. Well, I didn't think it would have come on as quick, but I was happy enough to score a goal. But the result didn't go our way against Cork, and it probably cost us maybe in the end of staying in Division 1. But yeah, I've come on well now. Since
I'm sure you're looking forward to Celtic Park, Conor. Have you ever played up in that stadium before?
No, I've never played up there before, and I'll be hoping and training away, hoping I can finally get a chance. But it comes down to James at the end of the day, and the boys is available, and hopefully we'll have a few boys back then.
I suppose it's not a bad thing, players pushing for places, Conor, but you would like to think that you've done enough in the National League to get a starting 15 place, no doubt.
Look, I would, yeah, but you can never take nothing for granted either. As everybody well knows, there's a lot of injuries in the panel, and there's a few boys that have come back in, and it will surely be pushing me out of a first 15 spot as well as I can think I could push them out of it. So I mean, you have to look at it both ways, but I would be hoping to get a start, yes.
And obviously, Conor, playing with Class Drummond, I understand you beat Drumgaff last evening. That was a great result for you.
It was a great result, yeah. Drumgaff would probably be a bit of a bogey team for us, and up until right till the wire, I thought Drumgaff were going to pip us again. They beat us in the Division 3 final a couple of years ago, and we were having bad memories about that last night again.
And obviously it's great to see so many young children here tonight, Conor. I'm sure it takes away from you. You're usually training, I'm sure, on Friday nights and maybe even playing matches, and just to meet the young children here. And obviously this is going to be their last chance to meet you, because after that it's going to be in-house training and getting all the preparations done for the Celtic Park game, no doubt.
Yeah, it's great to see so many here, and plus it gives us a chance to get away from training for a night. And it's tough going at the minute, but it has to be done, or there'll be no point in turning up Celtic Park, But it's great to see a lot of young ones here tonight, yeah.
Do you know much about the Derry team? Obviously, a lot of people say you worry about your own performance, not about the opposition, but sometimes it doesn't do any harm to get them into your mind, so to speak.
Well, we know a fair wee bit about them, but I mean, it's probably up to James and his backroom team and that. They'll sort all that out and probably put it across to us boys, what they want us to do and who they want us to take and things like that there. So we will probably set our own goals as to what we think about them closer to the time, but I'm sure James will have that all sussed.
And obviously, if you get over Derry, the mouth-watering prospect of facing either Donegal or Tyrone, Conor, I'm sure that merely makes the blood boil.
Oh, it makes the blood boil, surely. You could probably, after the Ulster Championship final last year, and we'll fancy another crack at Donegal. We can mix it with the best anyway, so we'll be fairly looking forward to that.
And even this year down in Ballybuffet, you were leading at half time, and Donegal only won that game by about 5 points at the end, Conor.
Yeah, I mean, we felt that we kicked ourselves out of it at times, and we missed a whole lot of chances and different bits and pieces, and we thought that at the end, as much as Donegal probably thought they deserved it, we thought we deserved it maybe that wee bit more because of the chances we had, but that's just the way it goes.
And if there was a standout performance this year, Conor, in the National League, would you say it was definitely the Cork match, would you?
I would say Cork, I would say Kildare in the last game even, the boys put in a big performance against Kildare, so I would say it would run it fairly close as well.
Well, Conor, on behalf of everyone on Destination Newry, we would just like to wish you and the Down team all the best on Celtic Park, and let's hope you can come away with a championship victory.
And cheers, thank you.
That was Conor Harrison there, folks. We're delighted to have with us here this evening in Park Esler one of the Down selectors, Eamon Burns. Well, Eamon, Celtic Park must hold great memories for you in the past.
Well, that's a few years ago now, but Well, it was a good game that day, and it was the start of a run to the 94 All-Ireland final. So hopefully if we get the same result in the 2nd of June, we'll be happy.
They say history does repeat itself. Obviously, this Derry team, they've a few young people in, a few experienced players like Mark Lynch, Patsy Bradley, Eamon. I'm sure you have done your homework on them, so to speak.
Well, we've had a wee look at them on video now, but obviously they were in Division 2 last year, or this year we were in Division 1, so we're aware of their main stars, but there's young talent coming through too, which we'll have to be aware of as well, so it'll be a good battle.
I was saying to some of the players earlier there, Eamon, even though Down got relegated this season, they put up some real great performances. I'm sure you would agree with that.
Yeah, there was a lot of positives to be taken out of the league, even though we were relegated, with some great performances. Sometimes not the whole 70 minutes, but we had some great second halves. For example, in Kerry, we had a great second half, played very well. Probably could have won the game, but hopefully things have moved on for us and we'll be ready to meet Derry full on the 2nd of June.
And obviously the game here again, Cork game, and it'll stick out in my memory for many, many years. I've never seen football played like it, direct football, which the Down teams of old used to play.
Yeah, it was a great battle with Cork. Cork are a big, strong side, and we'd have worked the ball a lot. We caused them a lot of problems, and at the end when we had the game won, we lost the ball, and because they are such a good team, they were fit to get the ball close to goal and finish us off.
I'm sure at this stage your fellow selectors and James have a rough idea of the team, but with so many injuries, it's very hard to pick a starting 15, Eamon, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, you're looking at the spine of the team, and Kevin and Callum have played very well in the middle of the field, and you probably wouldn't split that pairing up. But there's still plenty of places up for grabs, and there's fellas who have done themselves no harm in roles in the league, and they'll come into play. And there's young under-21s who have come in onto the panel, and they're going quite well in some of the training sessions and one of the matches we've played so far.
Well, I was speaking to Benny McArdle. I actually seen Benny playing last night for Clone, and he had a sparkling game at centre half forward. I didn't actually know he can play forwards or defence, and that's a good thing to have.
Yeah, well, Benny has played full back for us all year and has played very well, but there's a couple of times now I would have been screaming at him to get back, and he does. Benny carries the ball well out of defence and he attacks at speed, but yeah, Benny's versatile. He could play in the half back line, he could probably play in the half forward line, but he's done well for us this year at full back, and hopefully he will do against Derry.
And obviously I call them the two Ryans, Ryan Boyle and Ryan Mallon. They've had some exceptional games, especially in the National League, Eamon.
Yeah, they're fresh talent coming in, and they've both played very well. Ryan Boyle has been playing at fullback, cornerback for us, and probably his more natural position is halfback. And Ryan Mallon has played as a halfback and attacks quite well, and gives us an option going forward.
And obviously you need all the scores you can get, and the big blow, I'm sure, I was saying to the rest of the lads here, Dan breaking his ankle again, that's bound to have knocked the stuffing out of you.
Yeah, well, Dan's a huge blow to us because he had done his rehab when he was coming back, and he had trained quite well over a number of weeks, and then unfortunately the foot rather, gave up on him again. So disappointing for us, but very disappointing for Dan.
What about Liam Doyle? What's his progress, Eamon? Obviously Liam has been very unfortunate over his career with injuries too, and sometimes, Eamon, you tend to find that some players just are prone to injury.
Yeah, well, Liam's had a tough year and he hasn't seen any game time during the league, so it'll be a big ask for Liam to be ready for the championship this stage, but then you never know.
And Ambrose, Donny Hughes, there's a slight chance obviously, especially with Ambrose. Donny maybe not.
Yeah, both of them are coming well now and working hard at training, so we'll be hopeful that both of them will play at some stage, but that's dependent that they keep making progress and they keep themselves free of injury from now until the game.
I'm sure you're yourself, Eamon, stepping up from club management to be part of the Down selection. I'm sure you're very proud to be doing that and to have been asked to join James's selection panel.
Yeah, well, it's great to be back in the county setup, as you said. 94 was the last time Down went to Celtic Park, I think, in the championship, and I played on for a couple of years after that. But it's nice to get back in and see how things are moving forward now. Totally different game from when it was whenever we were playing.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can recall great memories of that day, Eamon.
Yeah, great memories and great camaraderie of the team and the boys I played football with. And as I said earlier, that was the start of our run to the 94 All-Ireland final. So there's great memories around that time. Yeah.
And obviously, if you manage to get over Derry, the mouth-watering prospect of Tyrone, Donegal, and that would really, gets the water flowing, so to speak.
Well, I think we need to worry about Derry first and see what happens after that. We're totally focused on what's going to happen on the 2nd of June. We haven't even thought about games after that yet.
And all I can say, Eamon, on behalf of everybody in Destination, you're all the best at Celtic Park, and hopefully we'll be talking to you out on the field after victory over the Oak Leafers.
Thanks very much.
That was Eamon Burns there.